Are you interested in real estate investing but not quite sure where to get started? Do you want to get the know-hows on creating ongoing passive income using the buy and hold strategy? Hi, I'm Janice Bowles, licensed realtor and co-founder of B Premier Ventures, a real estate development and consulting firm where we buy and beautify, renovate it, and resell for profit. With over 15 years of investing experience, B Premier has extensive knowledge in rural land development, fix and flips, and rental acquisitions. B Premier's current portfolio consists of properties within Florida and Virginia. Our firm's services includes investor project consulting, project management, and group coaching. For more information, visit our website at bpremierventures.com and schedule a complimentary discovery session or subscribe to our email list. It's free. Follow me on Instagram at Janice Bowles for additional real estate investing tips. B Premier Ventures, we buy and beautify.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of Let's Do It Talk Show. I'm super duper excited to be sharing tonight a lot of youth. Like, we're just celebrating all of the youthfulness. So it's me, your girl, Adrienne Howard Peterson, the CEO and founder of Do It, delivering on ideas and thoughts. And you know what I do in a nutshell, right? I help to turn dreamers into doers. And I do it from two aspects. I do it from the aspect of career development. Resume writing, interview preparation, you're looking to change your job or you have issues on your job, I am your girl. And then I also do it from a business aspect. If you're looking to start a business, if you're looking to expand your business, looking for marketing strategies, or you just have some ideas and thoughts and you need help with bringing a business into fruition, guess what? I am your girl. Here at the Let's Do It Talk Show, we were primarily created for entrepreneurs, right? Quickly, we realized and we took attention to know that an entrepreneur is a whole person. So we talk about faith, we talk about finances, we talk about the future, and we talk about family and relationship. So this one is just special, right? It goes all across the board in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday and his whole platform of I Have a Dream. Yeah, we have a dream too. The youth have dreams as well. So that's what we're focusing on tonight. So all throughout the month of January, I've been trying to go a little bit about the theme, right? Because last year was a lot for everybody. So we're saying bye-bye to 2020 and hello to 2021. So today's topic is dream it, do it. Dream it, do it. And we didn't even have any subtopics because that's like no caption, no explanation needed. When you have dreams, that's great. But without execution, it's what? It is still a dream. So we have a couple of dreamers with us and a couple of business owners who are going to share and who are going to engage. Right. So you know what I do prior to starting the show. I talk about my weekend, but I don't have a video this week, but just sharing a little bit. Huge shout out to Jasmine. Jasmine graduated from St. Augustine in criminal justice. She got her bachelor's degree. And I had the honor of performing her ceremony. I did a keynote speak. Yeah, we did everything. We had cap and gown. I had my hood from my graduate school. And I will be sharing pictures with those and videos later, probably next week. But huge shout out to her. I put some words into her. Excited about that. Didn't cook, so don't have any pictures with that. And then today I did a lot of Dr. Martin Luther King events. So huge shout out to Latasha Briscoe and the Charles County NAACP. They had Dr. Willie Jolly as their keynote speaker and a lot of other great senators and various people. And it was phenomenal. But enough about that. Let's get into our youth and the whole reason that we're here. So Dr. Martin Luther King, I'll share later about what he meant to me. But y'all know I'm not a marcher, right? But that one time I did march, it was the march to fight to make his birthday become a national holiday, and here we are. So you are off. Those who are off, or those who are celebrating, it's because of me. I'm playing, but I did. I marched on Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, as a member of Draper cheerleader squad. So I marched. I put my work in. So let's get into this. So today on the show, I have some wonderful youth. First of all, I had two guest hosts that are youth. I have Zaz Sarity Dream, who is 10 years old, and then I have Avery Darren, who's 7. And they're so cool. They was like, we don't use our last name. So that's their first name and their middle name. And then for the youth entrepreneurs, y'all get ready. You all are going to be blessed. I have 3. And the first one you'll hear from is Drew Crawford. And then the second one you'll hear from is Nigel Phillips. And then the third one that you'll hear from is Jayana Wood. So we're going to proceed, and I'm going to introduce you to my guest host. So let's get the show moving. I'm excited to have 2 very special guest hosts with me today. Today I have Zaz Sarity Dream and also Avery Darren with me today, and they're going to be helping me co-host. So today's show is all about dreams. So I'm going to start off and ask them about their dreams. So Zaz, what are your dreams?
My dreams are to become an actor, a dancer, help orphans. I want to help orphans because I just want to give them the right nutrients and the stuff that they need.
Oh, that's amazing. What inspires your dreams?
The things that inspire my dreams are the people that are around me, the people that I watch on television, the people that I love, and family and friends.
Awesome, awesome. So before we jump into the show, is there anything else that you want to share with the audience?
Yes, something else that I want to share is that you should be yourself, love yourself, and keep on smiling every day. Even when days are going wrong, keep on smiling because they're going to twist around and have a happy ending.
Oh my God, that was so touching. You're always such a pleasure, and you are definitely one of my favorites. And by the way, happy 10th birthday.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. So next up, we'll go to Avery. Avery, what are your dreams?
To be a basketball player and a rapper so I can get double money and help the homeless.
Awesome, awesome. So let's talk about the basketball. What inspired you to want to become a basketball player?
My dad.
And in terms of your dad likes basketball? He plays basketball?
Yeah.
And what do you do to practice basketball?
I go in my backyard and practice with my dad moves that he knows so I can learn them and become better at basketball.
That's great. And I know that you were in a basketball league. I went to watch you play, and you pretty much you have a mean shot. You do very well in it. So keep practicing with that. Anything else you want to share with the viewers?
I love everybody in the world.
Awesome, awesome. That's a very peaceful thing.
I have something else to say.
Sure.
My other thing that I want to say is when I have experience of actually wanting to become an actor because I was practicing at my dad's church, and I was at my dad's church. I was practicing with some girls while they was getting ready for acting and stuff like that, and while I was at my dad's church singing group at the children's singing group, so that's what inspired me too.
Awesome. So huge shout out to Mount Enon Baptist Church, where your dad helps out and leads with the media. Today, the show is really dedicated to our youth entrepreneurs, but it is in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. So Zai, tell me, what do you know, what have you heard, or what have you learned in school about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
Dr. Martin Luther King, he said, I have a dream.
Yes.
And that dream came true. Because that dream came true. Everybody, some people in America and different states too, we all are family and friends, white people and black people, all of us. And he inspired me and my family each and every day to love each other.
Yes, and to your point of his dream coming true, we have seen some bits and pieces of it where we can contribute to that, but we still have a long way to go. So we're going to move forward and we're going to jump into the interviews that we have set up with our youth entrepreneurs. Drew, welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you to join me today. So let's dive into the questions and to begin to start. So, in terms of your business, what or who inspired you to start your business?
So during quarantine, I have school, shower, eat, and it was just the same thing, bored. So I'm like, okay, I realized I can do some after school. So I go on Amazon, Etsy. I'm bothering my mom every day. Mom, can you buy this? Can you buy that? It was annoying. She got mad. It was just annoying to her. So and it just went from there, and I finally started my business.
Awesome. So in terms of your products and the services, tell us about your business. What's the name of your business and what products or services do you offer?
So I started with cases, phone cases, charm bracelets, but now I have been working on stuff and we're releasing some stuff later on this year in the inventory.
Awesome. And in terms of the phone cases, is it primarily blinging them out or putting whatever? How are we able to get them customized in any of the other products that you're doing? Do you have standard or do we get to choose? Oh, nice. Do another close-up. Very nice. I love that pink and green as well as the one with the heels. So when you made those, did you design them on your own or did individual people request like different things that they like?
So on my page, we make the cases and we post them. And some, when people order, they'll say, oh, I want this. Or they tell me, they'll come in my DM saying, I want something. I'm like, okay, what kind? They'll tell me their theme and their color, and then I just design it.
Awesome. So they let you know their theme and their color and you design it. That's great. What excites you most about being a business owner?
Being able to showcase that I'm creative and people seeing that I'm creative and I don't have to be like other people.
Oh, that's a great answer. Great answer. So what is the least thing that you like about being a business owner?
Testing and making things like products that didn't come out as the quality that I hoped for.
Wow. Wow. I love that. And in terms of growing your business or expanding your business, what are your dreams for your business and for your life in the upcoming future?
So for my business, I wanted to grow because I started off small. But after a while, I know I'm going to grow and be famous one day. And I wanted to lead me for my dream in life to be a fashion designer.
Awesome. And how do we connect with you? How can the viewers connect with you to support you and to purchase your products?
My business name and my Instagram is Get Charmed by Drew Renee.
Thank you. And so, Zai, as my co-host, is there any questions that you would like to ask?
Yes.
Yes.
My question is, do you have anybody that helped you with your line, with your business?
Yes, my mom.
Thank you.
And my dad.
Your mom and your dad?
Yes.
Avery, do you have any questions?
No.
Great, thank you. Drew, thank you so much for joining us. We will make sure that we share your business Instagram page as well as your products, and I will be DMing you so that I can place my order. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. So Nigel Phillips, welcome to the show today. I'm excited to have you on, and we're going to jump right into the questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
Who or what inspired you to start your business?
So my parents really inspired me to start my business because one day I just made a cake for them and for our family, and they really liked it, and they were like, we can do something with this. And so we just decided to open our business.
Great. So share the name of your business, and also tell us a little bit about the products that you offer.
So the name of my business is Boss Cake Bakery, like it says in the background. And the product that we offer is cakes. We also do cupcakes and mini cakes for any special occasion.
Awesome. And I had the pleasure and the opportunity to purchase and taste one of your cakes. And when I tell you, your cakes are delicious. I'm a cake connoisseur. That's what I do. I eat cakes and pies. Your cake, amazing. I think I had a pineapple pound cake. So you're definitely on to something. So can you tell me, what is the most enjoyable part of being a business owner?
The most enjoyable part for me is just to be able to do what I love to do and just create product.
Great. So that sounds fun. What's the least enjoyable part of being a business owner?
The least enjoyable part would have to be to compromise with my parents on ideas, because we might not always agree on everything.
That is funny, and that is also amazing. I love it. How you stand up and have negotiations and talks and discussions, and also that your mom, as your business managers, allow you to have that freedom to discuss the creativity as well. So one of the things that I wanted to know, what are your dreams for your business? How do you want it to grow? And what are your other dreams in general?
So my dream for my business is for us to have a location, because right now it's just run out of my house. But I really just want to be able to have a commercial kitchen where we could produce more product than just a certain amount of cakes at a time. And for life, I really want to be a veterinarian. And I was thinking of ways that I can translate my business now into that. And so I was thinking I can make animal treats for pets.
That is amazing, Nigel. One of the things that I love is connecting and aligning different things. So that's definitely amazing. How can the viewers connect with you and support you in your business?
So they can connect with me through my email, which is bosscakebakery@gmail.com, and my Instagram, which is also bosscakebakery.
Awesome. And thank you so much. So I'm going to bring it to my co-host, Avery. Avery, do you have any questions for Nigel? And while Avery's thinking, how about you, Zai?
Yes, I do have a question.
Okay.
If you do make treats for the pets, what do you think you're going to put in it to make those treats for the pets?
I would put in like pet friendly things, and because dogs and cats, they can't really have like sugar and stuff like that, so you have to put alternatives.
Awesome. Any further questions from you? You have a question, Avery? Yeah. Sure. Put the mic up.
What type of cakes do you make?
So I make 5 different types of cakes: chocolate cake, carrot cake, pineapple pound cake, red velvet cake, and a classic pound cake.
Thank you for answering my question.
Sure.
I have another question. Do you put toppings on them or like any type of sweets on top?
No, I usually just do piping with the icing on top. I don't really put different types of sweets or confections on top of the cakes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nigel, for answering the questions. And I know that you have some corporate business deals where you make treats and sell them to organizations. So that's wonderful. We will definitely continue to follow up with you and follow your pathway. And also, I will be placing another order. And it was hard for me to decide the first time. So to both of my co-hosts, thank you so much. Nigel, is there anything else that you would like to add?
No, I think, well, for Boss Cake Bakery, like the Instagram page, it's all just one word, and it's with 1 S and not 2.
Okay, thank you. We'll make sure that we post that information and that we will share that. Drew, is there anything else that you would like to add or say to the viewing audience?
No.
Thank you so much. Thank you to both of you. Thank you so much. Okay, so once you leave, then it should only show us 2, and then we'll get started. Perfect. So, Jayana, I'll just do like start off a quick intro of like, and our third youth entrepreneur is Jayana Woods. And I'll just start off, jump into it. And I'll say, because I'll go with the first question, but so that you can do like an intro about your 2 businesses, I'm going to kind of say that when I introduce you, and then we'll jump right into number 1, and then that's when you can start and relax. We'll go into free flow dialogue.
Okay.
So next up, we have our third youth entrepreneur, Jayana Wood. She's an author, but she also has a business. Jayana, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely. You know that you are definitely one of my favorites. So let's jump right into it. Youth entrepreneur. That is definitely you. So can you tell me, let's talk about your book project first, because you have more than one business. So let's talk about your big book project. What or who inspired you to start your writing project?
Well, that's a great question. For the who inspired me, I would definitely have to say my mom is my biggest inspiration. Being the savvy businesswoman that she is. She used to work in corporate, and then she took the leap to quit her job so she could spend more time with us and really pursue a job that makes her happy. She would definitely have to be my role model. Between being a loving mother, a loving wife, and just making her dream come true, but still being able to actively spend time in our lives. So I would definitely have to say she's definitely my who inspired me to write my first novel. As for the what inspired me to write this novel, I would, I'm a very much an avid reader. I've read books from Narnia to Percy Jackson to Harry Potter. I really love to read. But the thing is with these books, I enjoyed reading them so much. I read them in my spare time. I watch the movies. But they didn't have the main characters in them. They didn't look like me. And that was something that I really wanted to change. There was all these heroes in these stories, and I'm like, well, why can't I be a hero in one of these stories too? So that really inspired me to want to write my first novel that has a main character that looks like me.
Oh my goodness, I love it. And I know who your mom is, but just in case someone just may not know, your mother is just been phenomenal in my life as well. With her degrees that are like right behind you on the wall. Right. I now call her Doctor. With her 2 doctoral degrees, but Dr. Cheryl Wood, none other than Dr. Cheryl Wood. So you are definitely blessed to have her as your mom, as your friend, as your coach, and as your business manager. So definitely a blessing with that. The book and your inspiration, your desire, and all the things that led up to this point is phenomenal, because this is not your first book, but it's your first novel. So I'm so excited for you. And then the one thing about that is not that you just wrote a novel, it's just sitting around and doing some things. Already you are topping the charts. So congratulations on that huge making that top list as bestseller. And congratulations. And I know that you will continue to do more and far beyond with that. So in terms of your writing and how the inspiration and you got to the point there where you are, what excites you most about being an author and selling your books?
I would definitely have to say, one of the most exciting parts is definitely when you finally get that book in your hands. When you spend so much time sitting down and putting your all into something, and you go through the moments where you want to quit, where you're like, is anybody even gonna like my book? Does this even matter what I'm doing? But then you really get that in your hands. So definitely being able to have your own product, to see it, feel it, be in control of it, be like, wow, this is my work. I made this happen. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna make it big. I'm gonna sell it, and it's gonna matter. So that I would definitely have to say that's definitely a big plus of being, a self-published author.
Absolutely. And as you were going through your project and the writing and the processes, or even the business aspect, what's the least aspect that you what's the aspect that you least enjoy, I should say?
I would definitely have to say I think marketing is probably one of my least favorite aspects of, just running a business in general. It's always hard, I feel like, to just get started, like you said, because my mom is so well connected already, I'm definitely blessed to have access to the connections that she has to be able to promote my book as heavily as I have been doing. But I know everybody doesn't start there. Some people really do start from scratch. So marketing is definitely a hard part to accomplish, because even for me, even though my mom has a lot of connections, she also has her own business to run. So sometimes I have to take control of things myself, make sure I'm actively doing my part as well to help out, because at the end of the day, it is my business and it is my work and I'm going to have to ultimately be the one to promote it and put it out there and make sure it gets seen.
Oh my God, you are just growing up before my eyes. You are growing up before my eyes. Very well put answer on all different spectrum. You gave it from the point of where you are and how blessed you are, but also in reality, the other things that come along with it. So it's no easy pathway. You know, you have some great benefits, tools, person in place to help you, but it still takes hard work. I love, 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 love that answer. So let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk about your creativity where you get to design various things. So let's talk about your henna designs. Same school question. What and who inspired you on that pathway?
For the henna, I don't really, well, I'll just say my mom again because as I said, she's definitely a very savvy businesswoman, and she's taught me that that is definitely the career path that I want to be on. I know I enjoy getting to be my own boss, being able to come and go when I want. You know, if I get sick, I don't have to worry about calling in or, you know, worry about getting fired because the job won't let me get off and I'm not feeling well. So that is definitely the who. As for the what inspired me, there are two incidences actually. So the first is we used to travel all the way down to Baltimore, which is about an hour and a half away from us, to go get our henna done by this really talented girl. She's you know, thriving in the henna business. She's been doing it for a long time, does great work, but we couldn't always get appointments with her, you know. So if we're going away on vacation and we want our henna done, but we couldn't get an appointment in, you know, it's kind of disappointing. So that was kind of like my first track, like, okay. So, but the second instance that really like propelled me into getting into henna. So there's this lady over in Salon Plaza, right in Largo, and she does henna and she does eyebrows. So we're getting ready to go away to Ocean City, and you know we pay good money. You know, if we support a business, we'll definitely keep coming back, especially if the service is great. So we go into the lady, we give her these real basic, you know, flower designs. But when we go in there, the service just does not match our expectations. The lady she did not know how to do the simple designs that we wanted. And we paid good money, and the stains, they didn't even last 2 days. And when we were getting ready to go. So finally I was like, you know what, mommy, I can do this. I can do henna. I can provide this service in excellence. So she went ahead. She was like, okay. She ordered me the henna kit. You know, I've been doing henna for a little over a year now, and I kind of just, you know, took off from there.
Wow. You are just such an amazing person. And I know you personally, but just flowing just all around, just the full spectrum of you. I so dearly love you and your poise. And one of the things that I wanted to say in terms of your response, right? So we all know as business owners, the goal is to address people's problems, right? So you addressed your own problem. You looked at what was going on, you figured it out, and then even in that area, although you addressed your problem, it ended up being the answer to so many other people's problems. So yes, that's the way that you do it. That's the way that you move. So with your henna business, what excites you the most?
I would just have to say, really, I just really enjoy it. I really enjoy doing it. When I first started out, it was kind of, as you said, as a business owner, kind of just solving a problem. Like, okay, you know, there are people out here getting designs done, paying good money, and it's not meeting their expectations. So it kind of went from solving a problem to, wow, I actually really enjoy this now. So kind of killing two birds with one stone, so to speak. So I really enjoy it. I think that'll just, but I guess to tag along on that, what really excites me most probably is because I've had a lot of first time henna clients, and when they take the risk to come get their first henna design done with me, and I see the feedback that I get and they want to come back and keep getting more henna, that definitely is very exciting. So I have to say that's the most exciting part for sure.
I'm excited that you're excited. I'm excited that you're excited. So it's always pluses and minuses to every situation. So what would you say is the least, like, most enjoyable part of your henna business?
Well, since henna is, you know, it can be kind of tricky sometimes, you know, depending on if the clients follow the instructions right for like aftercare, and like they leave it on for long enough so it can actually get dark. That can sometimes be a problem because, people, when people get paid good money, they expect good results, of course. So sometimes it's just making sure you put in place certain items. I'm not sure of the word I'm looking for. Certain, just making sure you protect yourself.
Yes.
From things that are kind of like out of your control. It's like when you go to get your hair done. Okay, once your hair is done, and okay, you come back and say, oh, it got fuzzy. Well, you can't come back and blame the hairstylist if you didn't, tie it up properly. And so I think you just have to make sure you take proper precautions, So we had to make aftercare instructions because people weren't following them correctly, but then they get upset, which is understandable, of course. So I would just have to say that part. Henna can be kind of tricky because it's different, like, in like getting clothes, okay, I'm just throwing this on, but with henna, you really have to take care of it when you finish.
Wow. I love that. So it's like the business etiquette or the rules of engagement in terms of providing the care instructions and everything like that. So that's great. That's great. And even the point, it excites me of like as you're going along and you realize an issue, you immediately address it. So knowing that it happened and the likelihood of it happening again, you just put your measures in place, your protective measures in place so that you just make the customer experience even that much more greater. So I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, so we're winding down here, Jayana, but definitely in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, right? I want to know, what are your dreams for your businesses? And then also, what are your dreams, just your dreams in general?
That's a great question. So for my businesses, I guess really the main dream is for me to become successful. I just really want both of my businesses to take off, but I also want them to take off. And I'm known for my credibility and good service. So those are basically my big dreams for my businesses. I would love to see them, soar to big heights. People know me. They know that I'm credible. They know that if you come to Jayana Wood, you're gonna get a great story, or you're gonna get a henna design that lasts 2 weeks like it's supposed to. So that would definitely have to be a big dream. As for myself, I would definitely have to say a big dream of mine. That's a great question too. I guess I would just say I want to be financially successful. I would definitely love to be financially successful. I know that, wealth doesn't bring happiness, but I do want to be in a stable enough place to be able to do the things I want, to keep traveling and keep investing in my business, but also to take care of my family and, offer them, experiences and things like that. So those have to be, my business goals, and I think my personal goals.
So, I am so super duper extremely proud of you as your bonus aunt. I just love watching you and everything that you do and how you move, and always so humble about it. But may God continue to bless your businesses, and may you continue to prosper and grow and stay yourself. You are just, oh my God, you are just a jewel, and I love being around you, and I love your whole energy. But much success with everything. So connection, how can the viewers connect with you? Please let us know how they can purchase your book, first of all, and we'll make sure that we put that link into the feed, and also your information for your henna business.
So stay connected with me in regards to my book. I'm on Instagram. It's the Exoneration Series. So the Exoneration Series. And you can, if you're interested in purchasing my book, I'll ship it out to you. I'll sign it for you. You can purchase the book at dawnofanewdaybook.com. As for my henna business, you can stay connected with me on Instagram as well. It's Jay's Henna Designs. So JAYS Henna Designs.
Thank you so much, Jayana. Is there anything else that you want to share with the audience before we move to the next segment?
I guess I just want to say to all the, youth entrepreneurs out there who, are kind of hesitant about starting their businesses, just go for it. Somebody is out there waiting on your voice. Somebody is waiting to hear your story. You owe it to yourself to not sit on the talents that you are harboring. Somebody is waiting to hear that. And, you might be waiting on yourself too. You might need to see somebody like me who took the jump and who's proof that you can be a kid but still be making an impact on the world. So definitely just go for it. Don't hold yourself back. You got this. You can do it. Just go for it.
Yes. Thank you so much, Jayana. And again, looking forward to all of your success, and continue to soar, continue to soar, continue to soar.
Thank you so much. I love you.
Wow. Thank you. I love you right back.
Love you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, so we're good. Let me stop the recording and then we will. The youth, y'all. How about the youth? They are so amazing, each and every one of them, from the host. I have to send you all and put on my page a couple of the behind the scenes. They had me rolling, laughing. So I'm going to do some of those. And yes, they were in studio. So we had a photo shoot and all of those great things. Huge shout out to everyone who's on the line, the parents who are supporting the entrepreneurs, and everyone else. Huge shout out to my little cousin, Tim Phillips, Thais, cousin Nancy, Tanya Barbie, my jewel friend, Janice Bowles, my partner, Shawnee, Keyshawn Hardy. And Keyshawn is another youth who graces our show. He is a youth minister in training, and whenever things are going on, Black Lives Matter, we have him to come in. School starts back, we have him to come in and pray over our youth. So we'll have him back on. And also Grandma Hardy, can't forget you. Love you to pieces. And the other people I can't see, but then also for Karen Strange. But a huge shout out to Shamika Oliver for allowing her daughter to share in my space. Like, she is a sweetheart. She's been on top of me about the I Am the Legacy project. So because of her, I have updated. That's going to happen this year. But she's the hostess with the mostest. And shout out to my daughter, who allowed my Apples Avery to come on and share and be co-host as well. Please make sure that you support these youth. For Drew, she jewels almost anything and bedazzles almost anything. Phone cases, you name it, and she is expanding her line. A cake, oh my goodness. Nigel cakes are really, really, really good. Not like because he's a child or anything. Cakes are really, really good, and the presentation is bar none. Jayana, I mean, what more can I say about her? I have traveled the world. We have been in Paris, and she was our translator pretty much when we were over there. And like I mentioned, this is her newest book. It's a novel, but this is not her first book. She's also the person that I pay to train anything that I have to do with youth. She was a part of my youth vision board party, and then she's also was the coach for the youth authors for the writing project. So she is a writer in her own. Her mom is fabulous. Her mom is my friend, Dr. Cheryl Wood, but she is fabulous. All of these young people, all 5 of them, amazing, able to articulate their dreams. So you all make sure that you are not feeling like you're too old or not feeling some type of way about your dream, because, man, it is so much stuff that is going on in the world, but yet we cannot focus on the bad things. We have to look at all sides of it. So not tomorrow, but Wednesday. History is in the making. So with that, let me give a quick shout out to my shirt. So my friend Natasha Briscoe, she makes t-shirts and she has this design. Her son actually has this line, and she made me one in green. And then you'll see another one that I rock. Yes, indeed. So she doesn't normally make green, but for all my stuff, she makes green. So you all in your dreams. So please keep on dreaming. Two projects before we play the other video that I wanted to share with you all. We have an author call. I think we have two more slots remaining, and the training, actually the orientation starts this week. So most of you know that my mom passed away in November, and immediately I had to find a way to pay tribute. So the very night of her passing, I wrote down a couple of titles and a whole outline of what was to do. That was my way of grieving. So we will be having a project where it helps people to cope with grieving. So right now, the first project is grieving the loss of a mother. Then we're going to do of a child, of a sibling, and of a father, and not necessarily in that order, but we have signed our contract with Shiro book publishing project. So I'm so excited about that. So you'll be hearing more, because it's not just a book. We're actually creating a platform and bringing in some specialists to help out with this grieving process, right? And then next up, I had shared on my Facebook of me being a part of the Seasons of Bloom project, which is a devotional, and I have 12 pieces, 12 devotions that are within there. Powerful, powerful, powerful. So I'll be sharing the link so that you can order them through me. It's gonna be, it'll be available on Amazon next week. I want to say next week or within the next 2 weeks, but it's no stopping. Everything that you have a dream about, make sure that you bring that thing to fruition. No matter what is going on in the world, 2020 was crazy, right? Was crazy on all so many different levels. But we are here, right? It's 2021, and not saying that the change of the calendar year changes and make everything go away. A lot of people didn't make it through 2020. A lot of us wasn't sure if we were going to make it through 2020. We lost some loved ones, but for those who are still here, that means that we have work to do. So let's get it going. If you are stuck or you're having issues with trying to figure out your dream, one of the conferences where I hosted, the visionary gave me the title of Dreamologist. I like how that sound. Y'all know I'm about to frame that, update, and make some adjustments to my title and my bio. But that's what I do. If you have any dreams or ideas, don't know how to bring them to fruition, you want to work on them some more, like holler at your girl, because I'm not playing. It's not even a game. It's not a game. And I have some other projects, but I ain't gonna talk about those yet. They're big, they're scary, and it's not because I'm scared. It's because I need to get the foundation and everything. And yes, I hear you. My brother Kevin is on the line. Yeah, we have had a serious deal. Not only last year, but this year. And y'all know, we talked about that last week. And I'm not about to get off topic. I feel it. But we talked about that last week. How they just went into the Capitol and just took over. And now you see in the news, I don't even look at the news but social media. They're snitching. They're like, Trump told me to do it. I mean, professionals, doctors, lawyers, police staff members, everybody. Like, are you seriously like sick in the head from that? So that's a whole different story. We're going to keep it nice because this was the children, but it also goes into alignment with I Have a Dream. And Zai, when she spoke earlier and she talked about her dreams and what she see in reality in her school, she homeschooled, but when she had connections, they're of all different colors. You know what I mean? And so she talks about the fulfillment of King's dream through her eyes. And then yet we went through our cycles, and then from the bigger monstrous point of it, we're going right back here again So again, I'm not gonna get all into that, but I want you all, like, if you don't do anything at all, pay attention to the youth, right? They're young. They're young. And when we were young, we used to dream so big and, oh my God, I can do this. As we get older, we see things happen, but somehow we retreat to, I'm too old, or I'm too scared to do that, or I don't have time. Y'all gotta make it happen. Y'all gotta make it happen. And if a little youth or a youngster come your way and they're talking about their dreams, pour into them. Like, purchase something that they're selling. Make sure that you support them in any type of way whatsoever. So, got one more video. So my church did a special for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, and pretty much asked people to give their account. So I didn't feel the need to say anything additional, because what I said on that video actually depicts how I feel. So it talks about children, it talks about the community, it talks about the nation, and it talks about the church. So let me show you this quick 2-minute video and then come back for closeout.
The dreams that I have for every child, not only my children, my dream is for them to dream as big and as far as their imagination will allow them to go. Dream as big as they desire, and for the adults to help nurture that so that they can actually bring it to fruition. Because nowadays we know and we understand that dreams really can come true. For the community, just in alignment with that, support one another, help people, contribute to the success of other people's businesses so that we can grow as a community. For our nation, Lord have mercy, I'm praying that our nation comes together as one, on one accord, and understand that we're all in this together. God bless our nation. We are at turmoil right now, but still, just as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream, I still have a dream that one day that we will be able to see that all of this is crazy and that our skin color shouldn't make a difference. So that's my dream for the nation and for the church. Man, 2020 was a challenge for all of us. And while everything was shut down, the churches were very creative in finding ways to keep people close to God. And our church has done a wonderful, wonderful job with that. So my hope is for people to understand, and that the church continue to help people to grow to understand that all we have to do is stay in alignment with the will of God. In terms of your dreams, if it's a book, write that book. If it's a podcast or a show, start that show. If it's a business, start your business. Don't let your dreams be deferred. Do it.
And there you have it. There you have it. Those are my words. That's how I feel. Everybody do their part. And Kevin, I was trying to maintain my hands, but that's when you know that I'm in my zone. So, last but not least, so we're switching the show up a little bit, right? The studio is beautiful. The studio is beautiful, but I have found like things to be rounded out a little bit. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of guests. The thing that's staying solid is the Money Making Mondays. Like, no changes, no adjustment to that. That show is rocking and it's helping me. We're gonna be making some shifts and some changes with some things. The whole relationship, yeah, that's coming back. And here, what you have today for our youth, this right here, 2021, for me, those of you who recall, I used to do a girl power program and used to do a lot of things with the youth. It's coming back, and I am the legacy, Zai. She really has been on top of me about this project. We're going to make it happen. We are going to make it happen. It's all about the youth in terms of my nonprofit in that area. So we're going to do that. So next week, coming up on the show, we're going to be talking about the importance of serving and supporting others, community, supporting and serving others. So make sure that you tune in with that. We have someone who's coming in who that's what they do. They serve as a hub to help different organizations, different people to find the resources and the businesses that they need. But we got a little twist to it, so it's going to be fun and active. So please, if you already don't, make sure you do this. Go to Instagram, follow us. Let's Do It Talk Show. Go to our Facebook page, join our group. Let's Do It Talk Show. Make sure that you have signed up and subscribed to our YouTube page. Let's Do It Talk Show. Yeah, Let's Do It Talk Show all across all platforms. So thank you all so much. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And huge shout out to the youth. They have inspired me, and I'm going to be putting this in a recurring process because we have to support them. They are our future. So guess what? Happy Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Happy early pre-inauguration. Jesus. And I'll see you all next week. Bye. Thanks for tuning in.